All right, T, another thing that we do here that I thought was dope on episode one. Think something that I think folks appreciate it.
Yeah,
And I think this is something that we can continue to do is, letting it be known what the fuck we think is dope. To
yeah,
my so many folks out here trolling, so many folks out here talking down. So it's good to just show love to motherfuckers that deserve it.
yeah,
And if you think something dope, goddamn it, just say it.
yeah,
You feel
yeah,
me?
yeah.
So while I'm thinking, I don't know why this is on my mind, but shout out to our partner Black Magic, goddamn Michael Welch. To my he got the dopest magazine in the business. So
Yeah,
effing dope. You feel me?
yeah, yeah, yeah. No doubt. Shout out, no
Shout
doubt.
out Black. Hey Black, if you want sponsorship, to my we can put you on here for this segment. To my hey, it's available. But T, what you got
Good.
for us, man? What you think is dope? We on TV or
So,
film right now? TV or film?
it's TV, but this is gonna be a taster's thing, a taster's choice type of thing. If you ain't a part of this culture, then it just ain't gonna be for you, and that's okay. Um, but I want to give some credence to the wrestling culture.
Okay.
WWE ain't been the WWE we know and love over the last, I'm gonna say 5, 10 years. I'm gonna say 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Vince has been, while he's been running what he's been running up there in his headquarters, we've seen the reports. He ain't been giving me good product. And I understand now why I ain't been getting good product, because he ain't been focused on the business. He's too busy trying to do what he do.
So you
And
so you rolling with what is it, AEW?
all elite wrestling, man.
Okay.
And this is why. So last night, I'm laying in bed. No, I wasn't in bed. I'm sorry. I apologize. I was on the couch, on my recliner couch, just sitting watch TV. And I was sitting, man, I was up. I said, let me just watch all elite wrestling.
Okay.
So I actually I started the end and then went to the beginning because I started and I fell asleep. That black folk stuff, sometimes you eat a little something, you fall asleep, whatever. So when I caught the end, it was a 6-man tag match. And in this 6-man tag match, 3 of the guys were black dudes.
Mm-hmm.
I never seen that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to do your history and you
Now,
want to give,
now,
hold up,
you know how I feel about Vince, but Vince gave you the nation of domination
well,
over there.
hold up. So this is where I'm going. So I said, okay. At first, reaction wise, I went to, man, I ain't never seen 3 black guys. Well, 4, because you could say Ricky Starks might be mixed or whatever, but there were 4 minorities in the ring. And then the other 2 guys, the Young Bucks, they the best tag team in the business in AEW. So they brothers, white guys, really talented, ultra dope. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, man, I ain't never seen this before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all in all, one of the guys was I ain't gonna say a defect, but he left WWE, moved over to AEW. Keith Lee, big guy, athletic, uber athletic. I ain't never seen a dude move like this. They use him a lot to take a pounding. He takes a lot of pounding. They get a lot of moves off on him because it's just his size and stuff. So it's easy to sell that type of stuff. And then a guy named Swerve Strickland, who I think used to wrestle over on another platform, and I ain't sure. I ain't figured that out, but I think he's a dude I used to watch on another platform back in the gap.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, them 2 guys won the title last night when I watched the replay because I had it recorded. So anyway, this is what I'm getting at. I got to thinking about All Elite Wrestling and what they've been giving me since I've been watching. I've gotten a lot of diversity.
Mm-hmm.
Got new white guys, of course. I've gotten Hispanic guys, a lot of different Hispanic guys. I've gotten Hispanic female wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten Asian wrestlers. I've gotten, of course, you're going to get the white wrestlers and such, both sides. But I've just gotten so much diversity. And then they bridging the gap with Asian wrestling corporations like New Japan Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
New Japan Wrestling is a big deal. over there. And so they're merging with them and doing a lot of spots. And then Ring of Honor is another kind of underground wrestling corporation. And they doing a lot of stuff with them. So they just mixing it up really nice. And they got a good blend of people that we've seen in our day. Of course, they're a little bit old, like Sting. We talked about that. Sting far too old to be out there.
Sting better not be still wrestling over there.
Sting still wrestling. Sting still wrestling. Ain't no sense in me sitting there and sugarcoating this. Sting still doing his thing. He's still here. He's still here. Hey,
They got to get that man a pension plan, T.
look,
T. That man,
you're right.
that man is a legend.
He is.
This man has
100%.
contributed to the game. He
He
shouldn't
has
have to
done it.
go through this no more. Now he shouldn't have to put that paint on no more.
But he's obviously wanting to do it to either be ushering in these young guys, which is great, I think. Because I think that ain't what I'm trying to remember if Ric Flair did that.
Rick was in that thing too long.
But Rick
was
wasn't like attaching himself to some of these guys, and like he did Triple H, of course. I know he did Triple H and Randy Orton. I think they was
He had no
Evolution.
business though, T.
But
That man was still out there. Okay, this line comes to mind from Pop, looking like Larry Holmes, flabby and sick. That man had got flabby and still out there chopping folks' chests.
See there, but it was entertaining though, wasn't it? You still watched it.
Because he a legend, he gonna be entertaining.
No doubt. Just like Undertaker, every year you get Undertaker. But you know
that's my one.
That's your guy.
You know
that's my guy. I love Undertaker. One of the most respected ever. All-time great.
Y'all see that, America? See, I learned
legendary. But this is what I'm getting at about All Elite Wrestling. Was when I watched those two guys last night, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland, win the tag titles, I kind of was like, damn. It's been a minute. Has it been a minute since I've seen two brothers win the tag title? So I had to go back. Okay. So when WWE was at its peak, well, in prominence, when it was the dominating wrestling group.
It's still that now.
It still is, but to me, I think they're not as authentic as AEW. I think it's more sideshow now. I think they're trying to give me the same retread, and that's why I just haven't been watching. I just haven't been paying attention anymore, you know. And I'm more interested in AEW and what they're bringing me. So this is what I'm saying. AEW really is kind of like, okay, we're giving you the guys that we know, we feel like are really talented and just have not gotten the slot at WWE. And they have hit with just about every one of them. Every one of the guys that has come from WWE, because this one guy named Malachi Black, dark figure, you know, just crazy kind of, you know, like his ring entrance is the best in the business, in my opinion. Like it's some spooky ass shit, crazy. It gets you in a feel. It gets a feel like the Undertaker coming to the ring. It's that same kind of feeling when this guy comes to the ring.
That's a big statement.
Yeah, I know that's a big statement.
You know how that boy do it.
But Malachi Black's entrance is one of the best entrances in the game, period, bar none. That dude's presence is it's crazy how he does his entrance. And I think it's dope because if they could ever just go ahead and put a strap on this brother, I think it just elevates his stature. And I always thought he was talented at WWE, but they just would not bring him through. Again, Cesaro, fans gonna know who he is. He was a guy over there at WWE who was a fan favorite. They would never put a strap on this dude. They would never give him the strap. And I'm like, what y'all waiting on? This dude's got the fans on tilt. Everybody know what this dude's about. Super strong, super conditioned, can do any kind of match you want him to do. He ready for whatever. He's gonna put on a show. We'll never put no strap on this dude. Like for real, you know what I'm saying? Like they might let him hold the title for 2 weeks, and then we got it back. We're gonna give it back to Goldberg and them or something, you know, some crazy stuff, foolishness. It's like, man, let these new guys revitalize what WWE's roster, you know, the changeover. New blood come in, old blood come out, that type of stuff. They would never do it. They want to give me WrestleMania with The Rock. I don't need that. The Rock getting his paper. He good. John Cena getting his paper. He good. I don't need that. Give me something new and refreshing. Like when they gave me the women headlining, I think they headlined WrestleMania, I think 1 year. Dope. That's how you got to do it. You got to appeal to what the people want. And I just don't think they in tune with what the people want anymore. But AEW, they got to figure it out. And so if you're a wrestling fan, hey, you might have smoke with me about WWE. You might be a WWE head and stan or whatever. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you can miss me with that. It's all AEW over here. I don't even tune in WWE no more. I might read the what happened on Raw or what's going on or who, because last I checked, Roman Reigns still running things, which is great, which is great, but it ain't that no more. Like I ain't like that.
Okay. Shout out to my brother Markeith Green. He is a wrestling historian. That motherfucker that knows some wrestling. Okay. So I would love to have him check out this segment and chime in on that. Do you think All Elite Wrestling is comparable to what WCW was when they had Nitro rolling and they had them NWO boys rolling? Because now when that shit was going on, that was the greatest threat to Vince, and that's why Vince bought their ass out.
He did. I think Vince is out of tune, and I think I alluded to that earlier. Why? So I think he's out of tune. I just really think he's out of tune, man.
So these boys posing the same kind of threat that
these
WCW
guys
was?
Well, what they're giving people is what they want to see. And that's been my biggest complaint about WWE is y'all not giving me. I don't want Goldberg. I like Goldberg. Don't get me wrong. In his era, in his time, he was dope.
So they doing a bunch of throwbacks.
They like Brock Lesnar, great, cool, but I don't really need him in my title picture. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need Roman and Brock again. I don't need that. Like it's kind of like right now to me. Man, it's crazy, but like, okay, I've read reports that said they trying to pair up Roman and The Rock in WrestleMania for the whole family thing and all that.
That boy Dwayne Johnson gonna get this money, ain't he?
And I'm like, do we really need that? Like,
they family for real. This storyline.
Yeah, it's. I forget how the cousins or something. Maybe they're tied up. They're tied in there because he was in what's the name of the movie? He was in the one they did recently. One of the kind of spinoffs from Fast and Furious.
He threw him a lick and put him in one of his movies.
He's in that. I think Roman Reigns was in that.
I don't know because
Hobbs and whatever. My mind is late, so I'm trying to run it back. But and Roman Reigns in his own right is the guy in WWE right now. He's the dude. He's that guy. Like between him and Triple H, I think they're my only interviews. ESPN's got a plug with WWE, but usually they don't really interview anybody. But like I've seen them interview Charlotte Flair, Roman Reigns, or Triple H. That's it. That's all I've ever seen them interview.
Triple H, like he in the family now, ain't it?
Yeah, he plugged in. Well, there's a rumor out there that they ain't together no more. There's a rumor. No, they ain't. There's a rumor out there.
Is that storyline of that real shit?
No, that's real. Like, it's some drama there. So Stephanie might be back out there on the streets. I don't know. She might be on the market. I don't know. But all I'm saying is to the wrestling fans. I know, like I said, this segment don't reach everybody. But if you're a wrestling fan, if you just grew up watching wrestling,
I think every
around with Bret Hart,
every red-blooded American male grew up watching wrestling.
Undertaker. If you are OG and you was back in the days of the Memphis wrestling, you know what I'm saying, and you watch Junkyard Dog and
that's my grandmama.
Superfly Snooker and trying to think of the guy that got into some smoke with my granddaddy one time. My granddaddy went to a wrestling match.
What? Hold on now. Hold on. Wait. I ain't never heard this story.
Was it the Sheik? Was it the Sheik? My dad told me a story
Your
one time.
granddaddy was talking shit to the Sheik.
Was it the Sheik? Who was it?
The Sheik is one of them class. Vince been giving us a whole lot of racist stereotypes now.
And that's the thing. And see, this is the other thing. And I totally forgot to mention this. Why I was really enamored with the way they delivered me, these two black guys winning this title. Okay. It wasn't like the Vince shit. Mm-hmm. You look back at the Vince shit when they gave me African American tag teams. Okay. The first African American tag team champs was Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas. Rocky Johnson being Dwayne Johnson's daddy, right? And then you've had teams like Doom, which was Ron Simmons, Butch Reed. Mm-hmm. You remember Ron Simmons, Nation of Domination. You talked about them.
What character you play? What, that Farouk?
Farouk. I think it was Farouk. Okay. The Harlem Heat, one which is our goats. You can't, they was the dude.
Well, no, what just came to mind is that boy.
I know what you about
Booker
to say.
T talking about Hulk Hogan.
I know what you said. I know what you about to say.
Come on now, Booker T.
Booker T and Stevie Ray, man, they was dope.
Cool out,
They was dope. And then along the way you got the Street Profits, you got New Day. New Day's been cold.
That motherfucker had who was the pimp character he had?
Oh, the Godfather.
And had some shit talking about some bootios and had them women coming out there with him.
I'm saying all gimmicky, all just crazy gimmicky type shit.
When you a child, boy, you just
don't know. You just don't know. And it was just like, and now it's like,
and that some bitch had the big boss man sitting up there with the rubber flag on his damn shit.
Yeah. It's just so gimmicky how he delivered that. And I don't think AEW is really giving it to me that way. They giving it to me just raw and cut, great talent, great athleticism, etc. Do they expand out a lot and give you a lot of? They give you a lot of people. There's a lot of people, but there's a lot of people from the WWE brand that are there that are carrying the flag right now, helping carry.
Well,
the flag.
who owned the shit? Eric Bischoff over there?
No, it's Tony Khan. I think he's. Oh crap! What is he part owner of? What does he own? He's big money dude though.
Is he kin to
Jacksonville's dude?
Jaguars owner?
I don't. Is he tied to that some kind of way though? Man, it's been a minute. I've read up on it, and now I pick it up, I put it down, type stuff. Yeah, he's co-owner of the Jags. That's right, sure is. So yeah, he's co-owner of the Jags, Tony Khan. Mm-hmm. Big business dude or whatever. And he shows his face sparingly, and then he leaves. But a lot of times
he getting his ass whooped like Vince.
No, he ain't that. He ain't even really trying to do that. He just really comes. He's like, look, this is what we doing here, or this is what we about to do, or we finna do something different or something new, exciting. I want to make this announcement, and then he gone. That's the last time you gonna see him. Mm-hmm. He ain't coming out. You ain't even see a Stone Cold figure type dude whooping him up every Monday night and all that. There ain't gonna be none of that with this dude. This dude got other money to make. So, I mean, hey, I'm gonna give you this product, and I'm gonna go sit back and count his chips.
Right.
But AEW, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it for just really having the vision of giving people something they want, And if WWE kept doing that, I'd be sitting there watching Raw and SmackDown every week. But I ain't got no time. I just don't want it. I'd rather have AEW for 2 hours.
Okay. All right. That's interesting. Well, I know we got a lot of wrestling fans out there. When you're from the South, you supposed got that say wrestling. Yeah. Goddamn it. Yeah. You got a lot of wrestling fans out there. Y'all chime in, tell us what y'all think. My brother say, goddamn, all elite wrestling. That's it, goddamn, it's right there now. It's right. He's saying it's right there. That shit dope.
It's coming.
All right. So let us know how y'all feel. If y'all left WWE alone, y'all fucking with that AEW, you know what I'm talking about? Or y'all still down with WWE. Goddamn. I still ain't got you saying WWE instead of WWF, but that let you know I'm an OG. You know, to my
was it the worldwide
World Wrestling Federation?
But they lost that to the World Wildlife Federation. That's what they lost it to.
Come on, Vince. You gotta up that bread and keep that. You gotta up that bread and keep that.
He lost that to the World Wildlife Federation, I think it was. And they had to turn it into entertainment, change the F to the E.
Duckets. He ain't have enough duckets to fight the K.
Hard to beat them panda lovers, man. You can't do that.
Bring it to the square.
My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit StatementTeesLLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.